Bonjour, I'm Jennifer, your French teacher in the south of France. This is a mini French lesson in which we're going to have a look at using double pronouns with negation in the Passé Composé. So first, let's have a look at this English sentence. Jean did not give her children 10 euros. Now, what I'm going to want to do, first I'm going to show you this sentence in English, and then what we're going to want to do is replace the underlined words with pronouns. So remember, we're going to be using to in this lesson. Jean did not give her children 10 euros, and in French, Jeanne n'a pas donné 10 euros à ses enfants. Jeanne n'a pas donné 10 euros à ses enfants. Here in our English sentence, I could have said, Jean did not give 10 euros to her children. And if I had done that, you would have remembered, oh, to her children, à ses enfants. That would have been easier. But I wrote it this way so that you can remember that you don't always see the word that represents to in English. Okay, I mean that represents in French in English. So this right here, we have to remember that when you're using a verb like donner and you're giving something to someone, use Now, what happens when you have followed by a person or people? What does that tell you about those people? That's your indirect object, okay? The is the clue. That's why it's so important. And so if you have followed by more than one person, which indirect object pronoun are you going to use? Well, the plural one, that means them, is leur, okay? Now, what about euro, which pronoun do I want you to use to replace euro? Well, look at the word that comes before it, because you might say, oh, euros, those are things. That's a direct object. But have a look at the word that comes before it, 10. This is a quantity. So when you hear the word quantity, which pronoun comes to mind? That's the pronoun en. Now notice I've only underlined euro. I have not underlined the word 10. The quantity doesn't get replaced. It has to stay in the sentence. All right? Now, what we're going to do is look at this sentence in the passé composé. D'accord? Now, we're using more than one pronoun in a sentence, and remember that in French you have this handy little chart. This is your order of pronouns. Okay? Now, in this exercise, we're looking at only two, and they are leur and en. So if you look at the chart, you'll see that leur comes before en. What we're going to do in the passé composé is we're going to put these pronouns right before the helping verb, which is a. We're never going to separate these pronouns, d'accord? We're going to keep them right next to each other. Well, we don't have an infinitive in this sentence or anything like that, so we're going to keep them right next to each other. And then look at where I've put the negation. The negation begins before the first pronoun, in this case it's leur, and the negation ends after the helping verb and before the past participle donner. That's really important to remember, and it's kind of tricky, all of this where you put everything can look so different in French than in English. So that's why I've made these sentence structure charts. If you look at I have the sentence written with and without pronouns here. And look at all of those arrows. They're going all over the place because the sentence structure can be really, really different. I'll tell you what, if you hop over to my blog, I'll show you this in-depth sentence structure chart comparing the big differences in French and English grammar that are used in this sentence. So you can find the link in the description below, or click on Sentence Structure Charts if you're taking my pronouns course. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt.